Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and start today's lesson. It is on volume, and we're just going to understand the measurement of volume today. We're not going to do necessarily actual measurements. I want you to understand today more so. So the two measurements we're going to focus on for volume is milliliter and liter. As you can see in the picture here, what you would consider a milliliter is something smaller, like an eyedropper, where they go in drops. So if you need to measure something small, like a tablespoon of something or a spoon, then you would measure that in milliliters. Now, if we get to liters, we would actually need 1,000 of those drops to fit in 1 liter or 1 bottle of water. That's the best example I can give you for 1 liter. If you look around your house and you want to pause the video, you can probably look at, a little water bottle or some orange juice or anything you have in the fridge, and it'll say if it's measured in milliliters or liters. Obviously, if it's something smaller than 1 liter, then they're going to give you the milliliters. And you can now understand that how many of these would it take to get the milliliters to fill whatever liquid you're measuring. Okay, so let's keep going. Just so you guys can get some visuals today, a full glass, which is just like this, that's in your kitchen cupboard, is actually less than 1 liter. Okay, so that's why I said if you find individual drinks in your fridge, you'll probably see it in milliliters, because 1 full glass holds less than 1 liter. Now, this water bottle that some of you have taken to school, that holds about 1 liter. So it's larger than that glass. So if it's less than 1 liter, then what you're going to probably label it or measure it is with milliliters. But once we hit this liter point, then you're going to look at items as volume, as how many liters can it fill, such as this fishbowl here. Obviously, it's more than the water in your water bottle, so it will be more than 1 liter. You want to use the water bottle as your reference point as to what is 1 liter. After my video, I put a really good Khan Academy video that gives you plenty of examples on milliliter and liter, just to give you a reference point on what's 1 liter and what's a milliliter in terms of amounts. So you want to make sure you watch that video. All right, so let's just look at this right here. What we want to know is what the capacity is of this little plastic cup here, or what the capacity of or the volume is for this bucket. Now, we can choose to measure it, and we have 2 ways to pour the liquid into these 2 items. Now, we can choose a 1 liter bottle, or we can choose one of these measuring cups that you might see in your home, which is 500 milliliters, which, if we remember from slide 1, 1,000 milliliters equals 1 liter. So that would mean 500 is half, okay? So this is basically half of 1 liter. So we can estimate that that bucket is probably going to be way more than 1 liter. And there was the rough estimate here. Just imagine how many of your water bottles will it take to fill it. And you're going to have to be comfortable with making estimates, because for today especially, I'm not looking for exact amounts. I'm just looking that you're able to make an estimate and say, well, it's about this. I would need this many liters, or I would need this many milliliters, okay? Now, what you can see is that the bucket is obviously larger than your water bottle that we reference as 1 liter. And that the plastic cup is obviously smaller than that water bottle that we know to be 1 liter. So when you're making your estimates today, you know that this cup is less than 1 liter. So we will be dealing with milliliters. You don't want to, when we do the worksheet activity, say, oh, this is about 1 liter. No, because if we know that 1 plastic bottle or your regular water bottle is 1 liter, anything less will be measured in milliliters, okay? And this one here, it shows that it was about 500 milliliters. All right? This lesson's more to show you visuals, so that you can understand. And the Khan video again shows you visuals just so you can understand liter and milliliter, because that's all we're going to focus on today before we get into the numbers. All right, so again, the key word today is estimate. We're estimating how much liquid volume there will be when the container is filled. So either is it going to be more than 1 liter? Is it going to be about 1 liter? And we know what that means. Or is it going to be less than a liter? So we have 3 items here today. We have this cup of tea, and we just saw that we had a cup in the previous slide. And we knew that cup was smaller than a water bottle, which is a good estimate of 1 liter. So would we say that this cup of tea is more than 1 liter? Is it about 1 liter, or is it less than 1 liter? And I'll give you about 3 seconds to take a guess on that. All right, if you said it was less than 1 liter, you are correct. We can guesstimate that based on the cup in the previous slide, this could be around 500 milliliters, give or take. I don't need the number today. I just needed to know, was it less than a liter? And since you know that we are referencing a water bottle as 1 liter, then this one is less than 1 liter. Now look at the kitchen sink as an example, example number 2. Obviously, I can fit tons of water bottles in there. If you just imagine, it's going to take a lot of water to fill both of those sinks up. So we know it's not about 1 liter. It's definitely not less than a liter, because I would not want to take a dropper and drop water there. I would be there forever. So then we know for sure that a sink would be more than a liter. I would even maybe make an estimate and say maybe 50 liters for those 2 sinks. I mean, I could be wrong. I would have to actually attempt to put water in those sinks, but for today's purposes, we just know it's more than a liter. And for the teapot. Now the teapot, it depends on the size, but obviously if we know that the sink is more than a liter, we can estimate that the teapot is probably about a liter. Okay, unless you have a ginormous Costco sized teapot, but most teapots are probably about a liter because it'll fill a few cups of tea. Okay, so if you said it's about a liter, that is correct as well. A few more practice here. Now we're talking about a spoon, much smaller than a bottle of a water bottle. So now we know, are we measuring liters or are we measuring milliliters? Well, since we know it's smaller, it is milliliters. Now your estimate is, how much milliliters do you think that spoon is? Is it 1? Is it 10? Or is it 100? What do you guys think? If we know that 1 milliliter is a drop, do you think more than 1 drop would fit in that spoon? If you said yes, that is correct. Now, do you think 100 drops are going to fit in that spoon? Probably not. So I would guesstimate that if I gave you a choice of 1, 10, or 100, about 10 drops will probably fit in that spoon, give or take. It's an estimate, guys, so it can go a little over, it can go a little under, but it's definitely closer to 10 than it is to 100 or to 1. And same with the picture here. A reasonable estimate. It's not exact. It's just an estimate of about how much. Okay, and it is a water pitcher, and it does hold about a liter. Let me see if I can get something in my kitchen, just so that you guys can look around your kitchen as well and see if find something close to a liter. Give me 1 second. All right, guys, I was successful in finding some stuff in my kitchen to give you a real world example. So, water bottle that you guys usually, some of you take. This is not a liter, guys. When I meant a water bottle, it's the ones you get from home that you fill up with water. This plastic water bottle is actually 500 milliliters. This is about half of a liter, okay? Now, the closest thing estimate-wise that I found to a liter in my fridge is this quart of heavy whipping cream, because Miss San Juan just made a cake. So I have this, And this is about 946 milliliters, or almost 1,000. And we know that 1,000 milliliters equals 1 liter. So this is probably the closest thing I was able to find to 1 liter. Half a liter, 1 liter, or 500 milliliters, because 1 liter is 1,000. All right, we're enough playing with all those liquids. Let's practice here. All right, so we have a cup of juice, some orange juice. Would we say that's 25 milliliters, 250 milliliters, or 25 liters? With these questions, they're always going to be estimates, and you're going to just see if you understand what milliliters is to what liters is. We know that liters are this. So C being 25 liters, is that cup 25 of these? I think not. I don't think so. Way too much juice. So C is definitely wrong. So we're looking more at 25 milliliters or 250 milliliters. Well, we know each milliliter is just a drop, okay? And if I put 25 drops, I don't know if I'm going to fill that cup up to enough juice to make me, to quench my thirst. So a good estimate showing that I understand milliliters and liters would be, that's probably B, 250 milliliters. Now that big jug of milk is definitely larger than this. So we know that that's greater than 1 liter. And the choices that they gave us, only one is in liters, so that is a 2-liter gallon of milk. The other two would be so small. 2 milliliters is just 2 drops, and 20 is not that far off either. So in order to show that jug, it's actually 2 liters. And we have one more here. We have a bathroom sink, and they want to know, does this object have the capacity of about a liter, less than a liter, or more than a liter? So it's your bathroom sink. Does it fill up by using this, less than this, or more than this? And obviously this is not going to fill up that sink. It's going to be more than a liter. So today was just about estimates, guys. Your independent practice is about estimates, and your exit slip is just learning to know, is it more than a liter? Is it milliliters? No numbers today. I just want you to understand what we're getting into. All right, that's my whole group lesson for the day. Make sure you watch the Khan Academy below. He gave really good real-world examples that will help you further understand the difference between milliliter and liter. All right, guys, have a great Monday. Bye.